Welcome back to the Universal Things YouTube channel, the home of what-ifs, wonders, and wild imagination. If you're ready to dive into a world where the impossible becomes reality, you're in the right place. Today, we're exploring one of the most mind-bending alternate realities imaginable. What if the United States of America never existed? Yes, imagine a world without Washington. No Statue of Liberty, no Silicon Valley, no Hollywood, no NASA, no Apple, no Amazon. What would that mean for you, for me, for the entire planet? Before we take off on this world-altering thought experiment, make sure to like this video, comment your mind-blown moments, share it with a friend who loves alternate realities, and subscribe to the Universal Things YouTube channel so you never miss another what if that makes you question everything. Let's get into it. Let's rewind history. July 4th, 1776, the day the 13 colonies declared independence from Britain, ever happened. In this new reality, the Revolutionary War never took off, or it failed miserably. The vast stretch of land we now call the United States either remains under British rule, splits into multiple smaller countries, or becomes a giant unexplored wilderness for decades longer. Right from the start, a wave of consequences ripples through history like an earthquake under time's crust. What happens to the global balance of power? Britain grows even more dominant. France possibly becomes a long-standing rival. Without an independent America, there's no beacon of modern democracy to inspire other nations. There's no U.S. Constitution. No. Government by the people, for the people. Revolutions across Latin America, inspired by America's breakaway from European empires, may never ignite. Now hold that thought, because the ripples are just beginning. Without the U.S. ever forming, the fate of Native American tribes, or as they're often called, Red Indians, takes a radically different path. Some scholars suggest that in the absence of aggressive westward expansion under manifest destiny, vast territories remain under indigenous control for centuries. Imagine powerful nations like the Comanche, the Cherokee, the Iroquois, and the Apache thriving into the modern era, not just as remnants, but as dominant regional forces. Maybe they develop alliances with France, Spain, or even China. Maybe an entirely new political structure forms in North America, not based on European-style borders, but on tribal systems, trade networks, and spiritual ties to the land. Now pause and picture this. What if today's smartphones were invented in a Lakota city built from stone and steel, not Silicon Valley? What if the red nations of the plains became the next tech superpower? Let's go cultural. No United States. That means no Hollywood, no Marvel, no Star Wars, no Disney, no Netflix. The cultural engine that powered much of global entertainment simply doesn't exist. In this version of Earth, Bollywood becomes the world's largest film industry even faster. French cinema becomes mainstream. Or maybe Japan's anime takes over the world even earlier. And now imagine space without NASA. No moon landing in 1969. No one small step for man. Would Russia have won the space race? Would China be the only superpower in orbit? Would we have even reached the moon at all? Would the International Space Station float above us? Or would it not exist either? Even the internet, originally funded by US military research, might arrive decades late or in a totally different form. Instead of Google, we could be using French, German, or even Chinese search engines. Take a deep breath, because reality is about to get even weirder. Now let's talk money. Without the USA, there's no Wall Street. The US dollar never becomes the world's reserve currency. Global trade routes reroute toward London, Paris, Berlin, Beijing, or even New Delhi. Europe may remain a colonial superpower much longer, or China unrestricted by U.S. competition rises centuries earlier. And with no American industrial boom, no Henry Ford, no Detroit car empire, the auto industry may emerge in Germany or Japan instead. There's no Apple, no Microsoft, no Amazon. You might be watching this video on a Russian or Swedish-made tablet running a Czech-designed operating system. The way we shop, work, communicate are completely reshaped. Let's go darker. World War I and II. Without America, do the Allies even win? Does Germany dominate Europe? Does Japan take over the Pacific entirely? No US intervention means no D-Day invasion. No Hiroshima or Nagasaki bombings, which may mean nuclear warfare unfolds differently, or worse, somewhere else, sometime later. Or maybe World War II never ends. It becomes a century-long conflict, a permanent scar on humanity, and resolved without American force and funding. And here's a terrifying thought. Without US military power, maybe the Cold War between the Soviet Union and Western Europe turns hot. Nuclear war, global collapse. Or does peace emerge? Because without the US as a major rival, the Soviets have no one to fight. Without the US, global movements for civil rights take longer or take a different path altogether. Martin Luther King Jr., he's never born, but maybe similar voices rise in Brazil, Canada, or South Africa. There's no jazz, no rock and roll, no hip-hop, no Elvis, no Michael Jackson, no Beyonce. Music might evolve from Caribbean beats, African rhythms, or European ballads in totally new ways. Instead of the Super Bowl, maybe cricket is the world's most watched sport. Basketball, baseball's all gone. The Olympic Games, dominated by countries we'd never expect today. And above all, there's no American dream. No idea that anyone from anywhere can rise to the top through hard work and hope. Would something else replace it? Or would the world lose one of its most powerful ideas? Today's global map would be unrecognizable. North America might be carved up into 5 or 6 separate countries. There could be a Franco-Canada stretching down into the Midwest. Maybe a Pacific Republic on the West Coast, a Native Confederation in the Rockies, and a British Dominion in the East. New York might not exist, or it might be a modest British port. San Francisco, a Japanese colonial city. Texas, a Spanish-speaking territory part of a mega Mexico. And you, the viewer, might be living in a world where your job, your phone, your daily language, your very way of thinking, has nothing to do with America. You might not even know the name America. So, what if the USA never existed? As you've seen, it's not just a national absence, it's a planetary shift. From politics to technology, music to war, fashion to philosophy. The world would be unrecognizable. Would it be better, worse, or just a different? That's the beauty of the what if. It doesn't give us all the answers, it just opens all the doors. Thank you for diving deep with us on this mind-bending journey through alternate history. If your mind is buzzing and your curiosity craving more, don't forget to like this video. Drop a comment sharing your favorite twist in this world without America. Share it with your most curious friends. And subscribe to the Universal Things YouTube channel for more of these cinematic thought adventures. We're just getting started. Until next time, keep wondering, keep imagining, because reality is just one version of the truth.